Hello everybody, this is Stephen Howson. This is the Snapchat Q&A, and there's probably audio problems, which I'm sure we'll find out in a second once the stream catches up and I can hear it on my laptop over here. Arsenal are 6th as fuck, everyone, and they could end up 7th. They're only level on points with Everton. Yep, sounds like it's out of sync. Fucking beautiful. Fucking Christ. How's that? Is that looking any better? Does that look like we're more in sync with everything? How is it going, everybody? Sorry for the late opening of the snaps. Hopefully now the audio is in sync. We've got all the Snapchats coming through. I'm just literally just spinning my wheels a little bit to get a few more in. Looks like we're in sync. So thank you everybody for joining us. I will be getting to you motherfuckers in the comments pretty soon as well. But we have got tons and tons and tons of snaps off everybody, as you can see in a second, all I'm rolling through. Just look at that though. Can anyone tell me what that says? What does that say, everyone? If it got us in focus. I think it says Arsenal in 6th, doesn't it? Oh, karma's a bitch, dickheads. Right. What we here for? It's here for everyone talking snaps, innit? So, there's absolutely tons. Let's close them off. You've had 20 minutes or so now. Let's shut them off. And then we will get down to business. And let's see what everybody has got to say. So, snaps are now off. And we will go with what we have. Let's get it down all the way to the bottom. Fuck me, there's tons. Carl Thwaites. Will we make top 4 this season? Yes, we will, mate. Don't worry about it. I've got a question for you. Am I going to get my phone fixed? Yes, I am. I spoke to EE today. I'm getting my new phone sent out. About fucking time. Sick of having a cracked screen. It's not all about that, is it? Tomo says, what do I think of the A-League, and do I think it can grow into a top league? PS, keep up the good work. I haven't seen a lot of the A-League. Me and Ben have spoke about it a couple of times because one of our mates went over there to play in the A-League. And I believe they've just wrecked one of the teams that's in the Chinese Super League. So I believe it's stronger than the Chinese Super League. Has it got the financial backing? Has it got the influx of youth? I don't know how Australia's immigration policy works with football. And there's tons of other things that are a little bit of a nightmare for the A-League that needs to be resolved if it's going to go on and be a really competitive league going forward. But it sounds like it's got a promising future. It might be a bit out of the way for everybody. We'll just have to see. TV money is going to be the key to growth and good organic academy systems. Jordan O'Flynn. Do I think if Mourinho hadn't been sacked, we wouldn't have sacked LVG, basically because Mourinho was available, we sacked LVG. I think there's probably an element of that, yeah. I think, well, sort of what I was getting told around about Christmas is Van Gaal offered his resignation, United said no, with the idea that we was always going to get rid of him in the summer, which is strange, because you think if a guy wants to go, just fucking let him go. I don't understand it. I don't understand a lot of things that happen. So we will see, I guess. I'm going to come to you guys in the comments as well, so keep it easy. Obviously it's kind of popping off in the comments a little bit. 400 odd watching. Can we get to 1,000 watching? If everyone gives it a share, everyone drops it a like, we'll see if we can get 1,000 people watching, and that'll be absolutely fantastic. I know it's going to do good numbers if we can get 1,000 watching. Connor H77. What English team do I think will next to win the Champions League? I'm not sure you can say as a definite it's going to be them, or it's going to be them, or it's going to be these, because I don't think, at the moment, none of them stand out as being world-class teams, and you need a genuine world-class team. Are any of them better on paper than Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Paris even? No. Does that mean that they're not likely to win it? No, not necessarily, because Liverpool probably wasn't a world-class team when they won it. Arguably, that Porto team wasn't, but with hindsight, you look at some of the players that they had, maybe it was. It could just be a team that isn't doing much in the league, gets into the Champions League, and goes on and does something because they've got nothing else to focus on. It is a cup competition at the end of the day. It's a lottery. You're dealing with some serious teams once you get to the business end of it. But that doesn't mean that someone can't go and surprise someone. We have seen surprises in the Champions League before. So that's not to say it's not going to happen again. I would like to think it could be United. I do feel like United have got the potential to win a Champions League under Jose Mourinho. I really do. A lot of people in the comments saying that they think Chelsea will. Why? You're looking at what Chelsea have done this season without the distraction of European competition. You look at what Leicester did last season without the distraction of European competition. When European competition comes back into that, things get affected. Now, Chelsea as a team, it might be a decent-ish squad on paper, but I think the defence is still quite poor. I think there's still a lot of errors in there. I think they probably need another striker either alongside of or instead of Costa to get Lukaku. That could be a big one for them. But I don't think... No, I disagree with everyone stating Chelsea as the obvious candidates because they've done well in the league. They've done well in the league because they've been able to focus on the league. And I don't think it's as clear-cut as Chelsea, as everyone in the comments here seems to be thinking. Someone just put Wenger better than United. Stop it. Joe, RM4, do you think Zlatan will stay on for another season? I do, mate, yeah. I do think Zlatan's probably going to stay on for one more season at least. James Stewart, do I think our new three at the back system is set for long term or we swap to 4 at the back? I think actually, no, and I hope it's not, to be honest. I'm not a fan of it. It takes away from the midfield, and I think that's where Manchester United should be dominating games. And I think that if you take away from the midfield, that's going to be a problem for us. And I don't want us to do that. And I think that's the key weakness that I see with the way we deploy the 3 at the back, at least. It's not the way everyone deploys it, but the way I've seen United deploy it, I'm not a fan. Liam Crook, who would I rather sign in the summer, Lukaku or Aubameyang, and why? These questions I'm not really ever going to be properly answering, because if you've got the choice of either of those two players, I'll take whichever one you don't want, because I think both of them are fantastic. You don't need... There's never, actually, any, obvious yes or no. We're not talking about Ashley Young or Messi here, are we? We're talking about two players at the top of their game. Either or would come in and do well. Out of those two, Lukaku, because he's Premier League proven, and I do think that matters in the grand scheme of things. I think Aubameyang's a decent player, but ultimately, I think I prefer Lukaku for the style of play that we've got. Lucian Morris, if I had to plan a heist with a United player, this is a fucking question. This is the sort of question that we want. If I had to plan a heist with a United player, who would it be and why? Present player, right, okay. I'm thinking Ocean's 11 style on this one, right? So we need someone that's going to be the brains of the operation. Someone with good organisation skills and a cool head. Michael Carrick is the first name that comes to me. He's going to be able to move all the pieces around. Now, am I going to need someone to get in and out and get a job done? Zlatan's going to be on the agenda as a little bit of muscle and backup, right? I'm thinking Ocean's 11. I'm thinking who's going to be going out and carrying out the task. Dave, Big Dave, is going to be a safe pair of hands. And if I need someone to do a little bit of sweet talking, I'm going to send in Juan Mata, because everybody loves Juan Mata. He's going to end up hugging a security guard, lifting his key, passing it on to Dave, who's going to keep it, deliver it, get it to Zlatan, who's going to kick someone in the head, while Michael Carrick and me look at the CCTV and play the George Clooney and Brad Pitt characters. Obvious. It's so obvious. Fucking brilliant question. Leon Moroni. Do I think there's a good chance of Lukaku coming to us, and how often do I get a haircut? Every 2 weeks. And yeah, I think there's a decent chance of him coming to us. It looks like he's moving on from Everton, at least anyway. Matt Cardy, 123. Where do I think we'll finish at the end of the season? And also, who do I think is better, Sancho or Angel? Totally different footballers. Sancho's very dangerous on the ball, and it's very deadly in that final third. But I think Angel is a potential Ballon d'Or winner, a real Iniesta, game controlling, game dictating midfielder. And I hate that question as well. Who do I think is better out of those two? They're both going to be world class, right? So just be buzzing. For if you're an England fan, some of the talent that we've got coming through is absolutely breathtaking. And you look at the England squad at the moment, and it makes you want to throw up. It's fucking garbage, isn't it? It's absolutely garbage, the England team that we've got at the moment. It's fucking terrible. But what's coming through is absolutely fantastic. And it's not just absolutely fantastic in our heads. These are lads that are going and winning competitions against Brazil, against Germany, against Holland, against Italy, against Spain. So these lads are actually proving it at the top level. The thing that stands in all of these lads' way his first team appearances, because they're going to be thin on the ground for a 17, 18-year-old at Manchester City, just the way they're thin on the ground for a 17, 18-year-old at Manchester United. So I don't know what you do if you're Angel Gomez or Jadon Sancho at the moment, whether you need to maybe go on loan, whether you need to not sign a new contract and go and find a club, maybe a top end of Championship, maybe bottom end of Premier League, that's going to guarantee you first team football, because first team football is the only way to grow, I think. We're up to nearly 600 watching. Keep smashing that like button. Let's get over 250 likes. That's only half of you that's watching this. That's a piece of piss for us. Uma got a block here now. Someone's saying block the cunt in the comments. Let's find him. Let's find him. Is it someone just saying sixth? Well, we're not sixth, are we? So who cares? Who do you want blocking? Tell me who to block. Tell me in the comments who needs blocking. I'll block them. So almost 600 watching. He keep levering that. Or is it this guy? The one that's saying Man United is shit. All right, yeah, get rid of you. See you later. Oh no, I'm logged in as full-time Devils. I can't block him. Hang on. Two seconds Turkish. I realise the air's just gone dead on this. Right, who's blocking? That guy. Nope, this guy. Owl. Alright, block Owl. Alright. Okay, Owl's gone. And that guy's gone. Boom. Anybody else? Sorted. Right, we are 600 watching and almost 200 likes. Thanks for that. Right, sorry, apologies everybody listening. Abraham Amanuya, what are my thoughts on Everton's owner promising constant top 4 finishes for the next 10 years? I hadn't seen somebody say that, but that's crazy. You couldn't guarantee Manchester United top 4 finishes for the next 10 years. So why would you think that someone why would you think that someone like Everton, who finished in the top 4 once in the last 15, 20 years, could possibly think that they're going to finish that for the next 10 years? That's madness. That is absolutely madness. Oh my god, there's just tons of nutters in the comments. Right, okay, next one. James Cull. How long will Ibra have at United before he leaves? That's a top background, mate. I think at least 1 more year. Possibly 2. I don't think he's going to be that useful by the end of 2, but shit, it could be. I mean, look how easily he adapted. He doesn't rely on pace. He only relies on strength and his brain, and that's not going to deteriorate too much in the next 2 years. So I think he could very much go on for a couple more years. Jordan Rustler, is that man keen too harsh on Jose? Yes, he is. Yeah, I do think he is. It sounds personal to me. It doesn't sound like he's analysing the football. The way he was going on saying, I'm sick of the guy. You're like, fucking hell, mate. It's a bit strong, isn't it? Like, sick of him for what? Like, moaning about the fixture pile-up. We're about to hit April, where we could have a match every single 3 days. Now, that's going to take its toll on a squad. The only issue I've got is Jose Mourinho moaning about it, but then not rotating the squad. By coming out and saying things in a press conference saying that you didn't have any more midfielders on the pitch, well, while my adopted son sat there. I don't think so, mate. Fosu Mensah's a fucking class midfielder who you will love if you just give the guy game time. So, I don't know. That's annoying me, because I think that he has got people at his disposal, and only if he pulls them in is he going to get, Manchester United have got a strong heritage of bringing through youth, and the players that you've got on his disposal at the moment, I think he's got to play them. Simple as that. Especially at this, with it all coming together the way it is for. I mean, April's going to be a fucking nightmare, isn't it? Regan says, "Do I think Pogba will move club for a higher price than we paid for him?" Raiola is his agent. The guy loves the signing on fee. I think it feels like home. If we're successful, why does he need to move on? Is what I think. He's probably going to see at least 5 years of his contract out. You're looking at him being 29 then. The chances of someone paying that for him, no, you might get 50, 60. I don't think you'll get 90 for him, Official Charlie Z. What's my opinion on metrosexual footballers shaving their legs, or like Cristiano, Neymar, Beckham, etc.? I was thinking about this the other day. Like all the guys that are into fitness and stuff like that, all the bodybuilder types. Why did he need to shave the legs? I don't get it. My legs look like I'm wearing fucking socks. I don't understand why you shave your legs. That feels like a ball ache, maintaining that shit all the time. Have you dealt with everything else in your life that you need to deal with? Is it now like, listen, this leg hair is really pissing me off. Probably going to need to get it fucked off. I don't know. I don't think it's metrosexual to maybe like, make sure you've got nice hair, looking after yourself and all that shit. But yeah, the shaving of the legs is a fucking strange one for me. I don't get that. Especially because when it starts to grow back, it's just fucking weird, isn't it? CFC 007 says United's youth is mediocre. Alright, mate. Now, that's someone else thinking about the results at youth level that actually don't matter a fucking jot. Guess what matters? How many players you bring through to the first team. What do academies exist to do? Do academies exist to win trophies? No. Academies exist to promote players into the first team. That is it. And if you're not doing that, then why do you exist? Chelsea's actually probably one of the worst because it's very successful because it hoards hundreds of players. But you don't bring them through to the first team. Alex Broom. Beardy. Hang on. Alex Broom, you need to answer me. If you're in the comments on this, Alex Broom, are you in the army? Because the picture of I'm assuming your bedroom, looks like military accommodation to me. Jack Herbert, what do I think of Rashford on the weekend? I love the look of the team with him in it. It's not going to work for every team. It's not going to work for the teams that sit back against us. But when a team leaves a bit of space, Rashford is on it. And that's what's entertaining for us to see. And I do like it. Aaron M says, who was the original creators of FTD? Do you know what? I'll get you the guy's name because I've just been talking to him. And it's not me and it's not Adam. And I do plan to have him on a podcast because I think the reasons for why he started it and all the rest of it are interesting. It's a guy called Peter Cassidy. He's just a United fan. And he wanted to create something, and he did. And he says he's pretty happy with how we've took it. So, fair play to the guy. He's no longer involved in it. It's Johnny says, do I see Newcastle as a big English club? Not really. You need to have been a little bit more successful than they have in recent years to be considered a big English club. Rollo Squire, key position to improve in the transfer window, and who? I think probably a midfielder. That's not focusing, is it? Probably a midfielder. I think that will allow Herrera and Pogba, because I think that'll be our first choice to play. Which of the current 18s could I see breaking into the first team, potentially filling a squad role like Lingard has done? Several of them could do that in 2, 3, 4 years' time. A lot of people last weekend saying, we need to find the new Rashford. There must be one down there. And I'm like, I fucking watch these guys every week. There is no one down there. Rashford was sort of on the periphery because he was 18, just about to turn 19. He was quite experienced at under 18 level, and he had a sort of attitude and mentality which you can now see in the first team, where you go, he's a fighter, he'll probably do okay. Whereas the ones that are a little bit more lightweight, you go, you might need a little bit more time. And I think that's the case with a lot of these. Like Chong would have been one maybe in for consideration, but he's only 16 and he's just done his cruciating, so he's going to be out for the season. Angel Gomez, obviously the one at the top of everyone's list. People saying, bring him in, play him at striker. He's not a striker, for one. And for two, I think he's got a lot of gym work that he needs to do before he's going to be ready for the first team football. Make no mistake, if it was about skill alone, he would probably already be in. But physically, he does need to catch up a little bit. I'm sure he will do. And when he does, he's going to be a nightmare. But he does have to get that physicality right. There's no one that's obvious right now from that under-18 side. There's a few that have got some serious potential. I like Leo Connor as a fullback. I like Terrell Warren. I think he's looking great. He's had some forays into the under-23s at the moment. DJ Buffon looks good in little cameos in the under-23s. But these are big step-ups for him. Going from 18s to 23s is big. Going from 23s to the first team is big. They have to be given time to allow to adjust to that. Like Rashford's been given time, and you see flashes of it. I don't think players get better generally. I think they improve small elements of the game. I think they just become more consistent, and that's more consistent throughout the course of a game. I think they make better decisions, and I think they become more consistent over the course of a season. But I think their ability is inherent and obvious at 15, 16, 17. I think it's just a case of becoming more consistent. And I think once they start doing that, CFC 007, see, this is what you just fucking haven't a clue what you're talking about. Tammy Abraham. I watched Tammy Abraham last season and I was really impressed with him. And he's saying Tammy Abraham and Christensen and Boga are better than all United youth products bar Rashford. I don't think Rashford's the top of the tree for Manchester United youth products. How about that? So how about you don't have a fucking clue who you're talking about, mate. Absolute nutcase. Yashin Fuanka. I've definitely butchered that name. I do apologise. Why don't you support City if you're from Manchester? Is that a real fucking question? Is that a real fucking question? Let's just have a look at the fucking idiocy of this comment. Why don't you support City if you're from Manchester? For starters, you spelt "you're" wrong, right? So fucking let's get that correct. We need an apostrophe R-E, mister. And this is a myth. This is an absolute bullshit myth. Manchester United have got more supporters in Manchester than Manchester City. That's a fact, right? That is an absolute cast iron fact. If Manchester City had a large supporter base in Manchester, they wouldn't need to be begging all the fucking world to come and support them, laying on trains for people to come up from London. All the things that they took the piss out of United for, they're now wishing they was. City sold their soul, they bent over, they puckered their arseholes up for the sheikhs, all for a bit of cash, completely sold themselves out. Jordan Hench 07, thoughts on Oriol Romeu as a replacement to Carrick? I think he's massively underrated. That's a great shout, mate. Yeah, possible. I wouldn't have said Michael Carrick was the replacement to Roy Keane at the time when we pulled him from Tottenham, but he grew into that role. There is some potential in Romeu. Who knows? Brad McNamee shouts Stockport. Loads of nutters in the comments. Over 700 watching, not far off that target of 1,000. Please share it. Please keep hitting that like button and it gets found by others. Aaron Doyle 538. If we sign Lukaku in the summer, what do you expect Zatan's role to be in the squad if he's still here? I think Mourinho will be forced to try and play them. Well, not focusing, is it? Go a bit closer. I think Mourinho will be forced to try and squeeze them both in, so we might see a 4-4-2 out of them. Mourinho has impressed me with how fluid he's been with his tactics this season. Not really nailed onto any. Not been really loving it the last two matches with how defensive we've looked. But he has been fluid, and I think when he's got a full fit squad available to him, I think he can go quite attacking. I definitely do think so once he gets maybe a defender or a midfielder to help. Is this comment for real? Pablo Escobar, you only supported... it says "your" as well, so it's fucking wrong. You only supported United because I'm a glory hunter. You'll soon be a City fan. My first game at United was in 1990. I support United. Hang on, let me show you this. The reason I support United is this. This right here is a program from 1950, right? It's an original program from 1950. This is the reason I support United, because this is my granddad's first program. I also have my dad's and my son's and my own. Manchester United is in my blood, right? I don't fucking support United for any other reason. I didn't get a choice who I supported. I was taken to Old Trafford like my dad was, like my granddad was. So, yeah, fucking glory supporter. Are you fucking drunk? More comments here. Charlie Pimlet, do I think the FA should look at having B teams like in Spain, go for CD teams and play as high as the Championship gives? I think yes, but a lot of the League 1 and League 2 teams fucking hate the idea. You've seen the boycott in the Checkatrade Trophy this season. I think it would have to be a certain amount of rules which were in place early doors to I think a certain number of rules would have to be in place before it would be accepted. Jose will never play 4-4-2 more than maybe the game of go ahead, read his book. It says the easiest formation to play against you put an extra midfielder and they won't deal with you. Well, that's not true, is it? Because Sir Alex Ferguson and tons of other people used it for years. Formations change, attitudes change, and if you look at the success Leicester are having in Europe at the moment, you have to say that there is a chance for 4-4-2 to come in and do well. Jose Mourinho will change. I remember Sir Alex Ferguson said 4-4-2 is the only formation you need. What was we playing by the end of his days? We'd moved to a 4-3-3 and then to a 4-2-3-1. So don't necessarily listen to what they say in the books because that can change. I just seen a comment I thought would... Have we ever thought of doing a collaboration with the lads on Arsenal Fan TV? No. We have gone and done videos with them in the past. I just don't want to fucking do them again because it's like an absolute circus. Fuck that noise. Am I going to America for the preseason tour? Not at the moment. I don't think so. Where will Rooney be at the start of next season? Fuck knows. What do I mean by Wenger staying on? Reports have been out today that we completely skipped over this, haven't we? Reports out today that Arsene Wenger's going to be signing a new contract at Arsenal. I swear to God, I actually laughed as I was eating my breakfast this morning and I was reading that. I thought that is fucking hilarious. Jack Brown in the comments has said, have I heard about the Derry captain? I've heard that the Derry captain passed away either today or yesterday, a day after playing for Derry, but you're going to have to fill me in because I don't know enough about what's happened, so please let me know in the comments, please, about what's happened there. Giovanni says the FA don't care about English teams. I think there's some evidence of that, certainly. Atletico play 4-4-2, says Giovanni again. Yep, correct. Leicester won the league with 4-4-2 and are still in the Champions League. How can anyone say it doesn't work? Again, yeah. Formations evolve and change and all the rest of that sort of shit. Let's just move that up a little bit. How do I fit Griezmann and Lukaku into the same team? Well, you can fit the both of them into the same team. You can't fit both of them two and Zlatan in the same team, I don't think. Can Valencia be our right back next season? I think he can. Right, we're over 300 likes, nearly 750 watching. Let's get it to over 1,000. Henry Moore says, Rashford or Marshall? For what, mate? What's the question? Stephen Mack, Rangers or Celtic? Honestly, don't care. I'm assuming you're Rangers with the red, white and blue. Honestly, don't really care. I've got no allegiance to either. Azim says, if I could pick 3 players from Spurs, who would I take? I'd probably take Rose, the way we need a left back at the moment. I could see Ali working. I could see Kane working. That's probably it, really. William W 4872. Do I think Herrera is captain material? I think his performances have to be a little bit more of a higher level, and then possibly yes. Anthony Ant in the comments says, can't see Jose bringing any youth through to play first team football. Don't know. Oh, here we go. The Derry captain committed suicide. Feels so sorry for his family and his club. Don't know what's going on with his personal life, but anyone willing to take their life obviously has got fucking a lot of problems. So condolences to his family. Yeah, sounds like a bad do. Where in Manchester did I grow up? Droylsden. Oh, Openshaw and Droylsden. Is Baye, who has a better ability, Rashford or Marshall? Marshall. Which United player would I make my team of the season? What's my team of the season from keeper to striker? Fucking hell. I'd have to have a real think about that one, but I reckon probably... I think probably Valencia you could put in there, and Zlatan maybe as a striker. Depends on the formation you play for the team of the season. And then see what the crack is. DC or Rumble? Ooh, I love them both. I think probably DC, but I'd love Rumble to do it. Do I find it strange that Valencia has been at the club for 8 years and doesn't have his own chant? By the way, keep up the good content. Yes, I do, but also no, I don't, because I remember there was tons of really fucking awesome players back in the day that never got on. And do you know what? My dad doesn't even think that Bobby Charlton had a song. How mad is that to think about? Joe Juan Marino, who finishes 5th and 6th this season? Liverpool and Arsenal. And I think City come 4th and we come 3rd. How does that sound? Best derby I've been to. I was at the 4-1, which was the last time we played it on a Thursday. Sorry, the 5-0, the last time we played on a Thursday night. Cantona's debut, also there for that one. And I think... Do you know what? I think that Michael Owen one was pretty fucking spectacular as well, to be honest. Yeah, that Michael Owen one was pretty fucking good. Who's getting United's Player of the Year? I think Valencia. I think Valencia's probably got to be in with a shout of it. Van Persie or Van Nistelrooy? Van Nistelrooy. Favourite city in the US that we visited? Santa Barbara. I had a real vibe about the place. I'm not sure if it's a city or not. I really did like Santa Barbara as a place, but I don't know if you're going to beat LA. LA was pretty fucking awesome. I was really underwhelmed with Vegas, I have to admit. Maybe it'd be different if I went with... Alright, okay. Apparently I got bad information earlier. He didn't take his own life. The cause of death is unknown at the moment. Okay, either way, it's sad. I think, yeah, San Francisco was pretty good. I think LA definitely we are actually looking to go back anyway, pretty soon, hopefully next year. I used to watch Drozen as a kid, says Michael Jones. They've gone proper downhill now. Yeah, I just think it's the money involved. They probably spent a load of money chasing that conference dream, and then when it didn't happen, they've struggled. I mean, I don't know how anyone can survive in them conference levels on some of the wages that they pay with the gates that they get. I mean, some of the gates are 3 figures. It's fucking mental. Michael Owen break the curse. Would I rather be able to go back in time or look into the future? That's a long ass answer, I think. I don't know, what would you guys rather do in the comments? Would you rather go back in time or would you rather be able to see into the future? I'd like to go back in time, I think. Because if you go to see into the future, all you're going to do is start gambling, aren't you? You're either going to buy stock in a company that goes from fucking nothing to Google, or you're going to, like, I think the cup final is going to be 5-1, and I think there's going to be a player sent off, someone's going to hit the bar, and etc, etc, etc. I think looking into the past is just more interesting. Which youth player will break into the first team next? Well, I think Tuanzebe is still that guy that can do it, but I wouldn't be shocked if Brothwick Jackson doesn't get an opportunity next year. Come to Texas. Texas is on the list to go to, mate. Definitely. Are the under-23 is going to get a manager? Fuck knows. Santa Barbara is shit, says KG. You're shit. Santa Barbara was awesome. Stan Abrams says Santa Barbara is a college town. It just had a real nice vibe about it. It felt like it was somewhere in Europe. I really like that main high street where all the shops are like sort of the same sort of look to it. $4 billion is going to look cheap when Connor fucks Floyd up. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. You guys are saying, seeing into the future, we already know what's happened in the past. No, you know what you've been told happened in the past. You don't know for definite what happened in the past. David Isaac, am I a fan of the NBA? No, it's sometimes on BT. I think it's BT. It's one of the sports channels I've got. Anyway, so I'll put it on, but I don't know any of the players. I don't know who's fucking good and who's not good. I just watch it because it's on. Who's the most consistent player at United this season? Again, Valencia, I think. What toppings do I get on my pizza? At the moment, I'm absolutely loving the scrummy from Domino's, which has got a little bit of chorizo on it. I think it's got chicken and it's got loads of dead animals on it. It's fucking mint. Would I rather be really good at one thing or alright at everything? It depends what you mean by everything. Are you like alright at quantum mechanics? I think probably excel at one thing. Can only watch one Conor McGregor Mayweather or the Champions League final. Champions League final if United are there live. Conor McGregor and Mayweather is going to be a freak show event. It's not going to be like a sporting spectacle like maybe when McGregor beat Aldo. That's more of a sporting spectacle for me. There's obviously more people going to watch Mayweather and McGregor, but I think that's still more of an event. Fuck me, there's so many comments. Video and photo evidence of what happened in the past. Depends on what it is, but yes, sometimes, yeah. Have I ever seen GAA? No, I've not. And that's one of the things that I do want to go and check out. How did I get on Full Time Devils? I got on Full Time Devils because I was running MUFC Latest, which I'm no longer a part of. It was something that I started, but I'm no longer a part of. And they just kept emailing me asking me if I would share some of the videos that they did. And I watched a couple and I'd share them and I'd throw them out there. And then they said, like, come and meet us after a game. And they asked me for ages and I never went. And then I ended up doing one. And then they tried to get me on previews for a while. I ended up doing a preview. And then they asked me to another preview or a debate or something like that. And then I met them for a fan cam. And then it sort of just developed from there, really. Everybody who was involved with Full Time Devils was a United fan making content somewhere off their own back. And we just sort of all got dragged into the same thing. Do I want to fight? No, if I wanted to fight, I would fight. I trained for a whole year for my fight that I had, which was in 2010. I literally did, 2-a-days for 12 months. Got in good shape, got really good with my skills, and realised that I was only doing this as an amateur. I can't really devote that much time to something that's literally just a hobby. So now I do like 2-3 hours a week, and I'm happy with that. My Nando's order, you'll be surprised. I have a half chicken hot with a Caesar salad. Didn't think that, did you? But that's what I have. I'm not really a fan of the chips. I used to be, but not anymore. Snapchat questions. Yeah, I suppose we are a bit late on them, aren't we? I heard John61 says, follow, because United are going to Stockholm. There'll be thousands of Reds and we're pissed out of Reds because United are going to Stockholm. Hopefully, pal. Yeah. Charlie FN. Why are fans singing Jose's songs when we played 6 at the back? LVG would have been crucified. Probably because he's still winning. If he wasn't winning, yeah, he definitely would have got crucified, but he got away with it. I think if there's a... What's he done most of the season? 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, and we've gone for teams. We've only done that a little bit recently, and when you look at all the players we had out, I think it can be justified. Now, if everyone's fit and you've got Pogba and Zlatan and all that in the team, and then he does it, then people are going to start having their arse out with it a little bit. Chance Climb. Who are the main 2 players I want United to sign in the summer? I'm pretty relaxed about it. I think we'll get it right. Or Jose will get it right. And then it'll be happy days. You guys in the comments, GSP versus Bisping. Has it been announced yet where and when it's going to be? I think they was talking about September and Toronto, I think. That would be interesting. I think GSP wins, and that's going to be awesome. How are United players on loan doing? In a nutshell, Pereira's doing mint, everybody else is doing shit, unfortunately. What do I think on Lingard's goal on the weekend? I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a really fucking good goal. Nando's garlic bread is class. I won't go about that. It's a bit dry. Anymore. Nando's. Get the Nando's mash. What the fuck is wrong with you? Call Adam. I'm not going to call Adam. New podcast this week. Yes, it'll be Thursday this week. I'm also on the radio on Thursday as well. If you're in the Manchester area, you can tune in on XS Manchester. And come and join us on there. Who's better, a young Rooney or a young Ronaldo? I think at one point they was quite level, and then Ronaldo just took it to another level. Predict our next 4 fixtures. I don't even know who the fuck we've got. We've got West Brom, haven't we? I think we win there, and then fuck knows. AJ versus Klitschko. I think AJ fucking knocks his head clean off. AJ's a terrifying looking individual. Would a midfield free of Carrick, Keane and Scholes in their prime work? It might have done because it sort of worked with Owen Hargreaves in that sort of Keane role. But Keane was actually a lot more box-to-box. You'd find him on the edge of the opposition box a lot more than people sort of envisage when they just think about Roy Keane. So I think it probably would have worked because you're talking about 3 players who at their peak were definitely world-class. And I definitely include Carrick in that as well. Toby, do I think football clubs should focus more on project management such as Klopp rather than chopping and changing their managers all the time? Yes! I really do. Even, like, if anyone knows what I was talking about towards the end of the year, then, like, I was saying just give Louis van Gaal time. He said it was a 3-year project. Give him 3 years. There's not enough success to go around in the Premier League this season. That's why it's really disappointing when you see, especially like Leicester getting rid of Ranieri. Fuck me, the guy just won you the league. He should have been allowed to do whatever he wanted. If he wanted to change the grass to blue, he should have been allowed to do it. Like, what did they expect? Now, if they go down, so what? You should have gone down with Ranieri and let him build you back up. If he was the man last season, why is he not the man this season? How does it change in a fortnight like that? That's bullshit. Far too much reactionary management sackings in my eyes. Far too many, especially this season. But you're asking owners with millions on their line, and it's a shame that the manager's always the fall guy. It's a shame, because sometimes the players are culpable. But there you go. Who is more boring, Owen or Hargreaves? Michael Owen, definitely. What year did Rooney peak? That's an interesting one. I don't know, you know. Jake Shorrock says, I 100% agree with you. Pineapple should be nowhere near a pizza. Fucking right, mate. You can come and live in my zombie apocalypse compound. There's no room for people who eat pineapple on pizzas. Charles Fitchew, what do I think of Ander Herrera, one of my favourite players, and if he stays... Wow, that was quite fast, fucking hell. If I could stop United from signing one signing from happening in or out from the club, who would it be? Wow. Di Maria for 56 million. That was a fuck up, wasn't it? Ronaldo leaving. Apart from that, really, we haven't had too many shockers, really, have we? Beckham going. That fucking killed me, that, when he went. Our best ever player. You're talking about some serious people from over the years there, aren't you? Some serious people. Kean Buckley. Could I put a podcast on iTunes, please? It didn't get the audio from last week, so I've not bothered putting it on. As Irish Army, hopefully you could share some stories about your time in the military. I have done in the past. They're on YouTube. But there's nothing that interesting, mate. Fucking hell. Kevin Lawler, 123. Do I think we'll see more of Free at the back? Yes, but I hope for not too much longer. Johnny Bridge says, do I see Fellaini staying at our club past the summer? Yes, I can't imagine we would have given him a new contract to just get rid of him, but shit like that happens. Are you happy we're out of 6? Fucking course I am. And what do I think of Valencia getting a new contract? Very well deserved. He's not the perfect right back for me just yet, but what he offers as a right back, I think he's very good at. And I am enjoying having him in the side as a right back. I think he can work on his jockeying and his positioning a little bit more. But I'm patient with the guy because he's not a natural right back. He's a guy that's converted from being a winger. So give him time, I think. Was Rooney ever world class or just surrounded by world class? No, Rooney was definitely world class. You need to go and watch the highlight videos of him pre 2011, 2012. He was absolutely world class. What's wrong with pineapple on pizza? Oh, where'd you even start? How did I meet Ben? I met Ben actually probably in year 2000. We had like a couple of groups of mutual mates and we'd all just gone out in a big group. Then we ended up going to college together, and then while I was at college we ended up working in a pizza shop together. And I feel really old talking about this now because this is 17 fucking years ago. And we worked in a pizza shop together, and then we just got on, and then that's that. Simple as that. And yeah, he's been one of my best mates ever since. Jeff Fletch 02 says, if I could pick 3 signings next window, who would it be and why? Ashes Pashas. Do I agree with Roy Keane's comments about Mourinho and his excuses? Not really. Like I said, Fergie used to go mad about the fixture list all the time as well. It's how you use that. I think something that I've got to take my own medicine here, aren't I? Because I say don't always listen to what managers, players or agents say in press conferences and take it at face value. There's always an agenda with what they're saying, and I think that's probably the case with Mourinho in this instance. Adon Corrigan, I probably butchered that. Watch that McCann Confessions things tonight. They are guilty as fuck, allegedly. Yeah, but if you don't know what we're talking about, we're going to have a look at the Potentially Libelous podcast. Craig Kane 2001. Which United player do I think will win the Ballon d'Or next? And realistically, how far away from winning the Champions League? You could win it next season if you get into it. We will be at least quarter-finalists next season. And then a little bit of luck and all the rest of it. Who the fuck knows? If Barcelona go and win it now, could you say they deserved it after what they did with the PSG game? They shouldn't even be in the competition. A lot of luck plays a part in this. How is Di Maria a snake? How is that a question? Thoughts on Amir Khan? I don't like how his entire career has been on pay-per-view, or how he was meant to stay amateur and then he was going to go and compete at the Olympics again and then fucked it off to go pro. I like how he goes for the big fights and fights that he's not necessarily going to win, because I think far too many boxers play it safe. They're all too precious about that, and not about testing themselves and actually moving up the rankings and taking a risk. I think Amir Khan does take a risk. Now, some people say that's silly and that he's never as good as he thinks he is. But ultimately, he's taking risks, and I got to admire that in a way. Brad Early says, I'm late. How do I think Rashford will do on international duty? Probably fucking fine, the way he does every time he goes away. Humayun says, if Chelsea throw away the title, it can be considered the worst title throwaway in history. Fucking hell, yeah, it's got to be on it at this point. Lewis Benain, who's my first choice centre-backs? I'd like to see Bay and Rojo. It might be a bit too much hot sauce, but with Carrick in front of them, I think that might work. Jake Shorrocks, do I think United squad will reach its potential, or Mourinho not allow young players to flourish like Fosu and Tuanzebe? I got to admit, I do kind of worry, but ultimately we're just going to have to wait and see. Who do I think is the biggest footballing snake ever? I don't know. How much cash do I make from YouTube? Not a fucking lot. I've shown you a couple of times, haven't I, how much some of the videos make. I'll show you live on here now, because, like, I don't hide anything from you fuckers. So, let's say the last podcast. That didn't do massive. It's not got the earnings up for it yet. Leicester laughing at Arsenal. Made $16, of which YouTube take 40% of that. So what's that made? $10. What's that? £8. About minimum wage, because how long was that? Was that an hour? The aftermath of Rostov. This was an hour and a half. That one made 30. Arsenal's meltdown. That made $20. Not a lot, basically. What is the best takeaway? Depends where you live, doesn't it? Ashley Cole's the biggest snake ever. That might be not a bad shout. What pub shall I go near Old Trafford, and where to sit? Where to sit in a pub? Tell us the price of your phone. It's a iPhone 7. Oh, sorry, it's 6 Plus even. It's just whatever it fucking is on the contract. Why is that gone massively overexposed? It needs to zoom back in again, doesn't it? Will Zlatan take a coach role beside Mourinho next season? I don't think so. I'm not Ashley Young's biggest fan, you could say that. What do I think of his performance on Sunday? I thought it was alright. I think because the bar's really low for Ashley Young, people fucking massively get giddy when he has an half-decent performance. That's really bright, isn't it? Let's just turn that away. Why is it just so overexposed? What's going on? That's better, isn't it? Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? Are you fucking 12? What's wrong with you? Let's get back on Snapchat. Where are we? There's still like an actual million left to do. Keldon22 says, did I hear about Derby under 23s and United under 23s? United got outclassed. No, when was that? Oscar Fatman. Who's going to win, McGregor or Mayweather? Mayweather. If the odds are absolutely ridiculous, it might be worth a quid on McGregor, but it probably won't be. George Baxter. Who would win in a fight, Rooney or Zlatan? Zlatan, I think. What do I think United can achieve in the next 5 years if Mourinho stays for that long? If he stays for that long, we've definitely picked up at least 2 titles, possibly even done something in Europe as well. See Shiki 98. It's not loading. If I was Jose Mourinho and I was only allowed to buy 3 players in the summer, who would I buy? Probably strengthen the defence, a midfielder, and either a right-sided player, someone like Griezmann or something like that up front. Ronaldo is overrated. Is that fucking serious? How many other players do you know that have scored 50 plus goals for like 6 or 7 seasons consecutive and I get told that they're shit? JT MUFC. I might come to Ireland for a GAA game. If dude go Dublin and Kerry in football. By the way, tickets for that are hard to get. Tickets for any main event are pretty hard to get, aren't they? Me and Ben have talked about it and we're discussing it, but we do what we can. Someone here moaning saying I don't care about your question. Have you just put it in the stream of comments where there's thousands of other comments and then moaned because I've not seen it? Or is it on here and you've just I don't know. Fucking hell, people are mental. Fraser Others, what do I think about the 5 at the back, and how do I think he would have continued it throughout his time? What? How? Oh, how would I think if he continued it through his time? I don't like it, ultimately. Stephen Murphy says, do I think Rashford may be overhyped and never reaches heights that some people have set for him? Possibly. People have set massively high expectations for him. And I've said his finishing was his weakest point. His determination, his pace, his attitude are perfect. But there are areas of his game. Can he hold the ball up? Is his one-on-one finishing as good as it maybe should be for a player that's deemed as the level that Marcus Rashford might be? Is his interplay when played with his back to goal good enough? I'm not sure it is. Is Messi better than Ronaldo? I can't believe people are actually asking all that sort of shit. Like, what the hell are you on about? Swanky YouTube says, based on the current goalkeepers at the club, how many will actually ever play for the club? Probably none more than the first 2, to be honest. Being a goalkeeper has got to be one of the most frustrating things for a youth player coming through. Tyler, would I rather win the league next season or the Champions League in 3 years with no league win in that time? I'd rather win the league next season. Because you didn't say I can't win the Champions League after that. Take what's on offer. Shafayat96. I'm Shafayat from Toronto. Hear loads of people online saying that most Manchester fans are not United fans. How true is that? Bollocks, mate. Absolute bollocks. Statistically proven bollocks. Manchester City had a higher percentage of their season ticket holders coming from Manchester than United did, but United had a higher number of season tickets. So let's just say basic maths. Let's say it was 40% of United season ticket holders are from Manchester. Well, 40% of 60,000 is, I don't know, fucking 20 something for 25% or something like that. 25,000. If Cities have got, this was before they had the extension of the stadium, but let's say they've got 40,000 season ticket holders and 50% of them are from there. They've only got 20,000 season ticket holders. I reckon hardcore. No, not even. It's fucking United. United have got more fans in Manchester. Look at the historical attendances of both clubs. If City had more fans in Manchester, did they all just not go games? Fucking get out of here. It's nonsense. That's just one of them myths that gets passed around and people think it's a fact, and it's absolute bollocks. Charlie Supple, talk more about the army, please. Be specific. Harrison Earl, will I be watching Crawler and Linares this Saturday? No. James Robbo 32 says, NFL and NBA teams, not really got any preference. I don't mind watching the sport, but I don't have a team. Cora Rose 124. I have ever seen a game of hurling, not a full game. I've seen highlights of it. Looks fucking nuts. Connor Ryan 3. Do I think Andreas Pereira could feature in the first team next season? I think he can be in the squad. I'm not sure he'll start. Do I watch anything other than football? Yes, I watch rugby. I watch NBA, MMA, UFC. Was my maths good then? Yeah, I am good at maths. I was doing maths at A-level, but then I fucked it off and joined the army. Don't do that. That was a bad idea. Swapnil Correa. Would I rather have Matta's touch, Fellaini's chest, Rashford's pace, or the ability to slap every single Arsenal fan simultaneously? Matta's touch. It's fucking spectacular, isn't it? It baffles me how the biggest sports club is located in Manchester. Well, fucking deal with it, mate. Because it is. Salford or Man City? Most of the fans are not in Manchester. That's because the fan base is so big. Correct. For United, yes. But that doesn't mean that the people of Manchester are not more Man United, because they are. Definitely are. Is Messi the greatest footballer ever? He's not even the greatest footballer at the moment. It's Ronaldo. Yeah, did someone ask if I watch anything other than football? KW1244 says, just wanted to say keep up the work, and when is the monthly documentary coming out? I've not done one this month yet. I did want to do something on the history of football in Manchester, but I haven't got time because United keep advancing in these bullshit competitions, meaning we've got a game every 3 days, which means I've got loads of fucking work to do. So I haven't had time to get one done. but it is on the plan, and I do hope to get them in. I think I probably need to save up for the new camera that I want. New camera's about £1,000. Lens is going to cost me £200-300 as well. So I might need to do it on that basis. Once I've got those, then I can maybe look at doing the documentaries and shit myself. Did I go to uni or college? Yes, I went to college and uni. I went to University of Salford. It's Mo Sully says, what do I think about the decision Mourinho made taking off Mkhitaryan for Fellaini versus Chelsea and Jones midfield? I can't really... I think it was a bad idea ultimately, but I can see why he did it. Mkhitaryan was probably going to be the most likely to kick something off for us, but then you're also hamstringing us by having fucking Fellaini playing alongside Pogba with Kante running riot throughout the middle of them. Essentially, we were screwed as soon as Herrera went off. That was the problem. Not necessarily because Fellaini's not that good a player, or he's not as good as Mkhitaryan, but he's definitely not as good as Mkhitaryan and Herrera, and that was the problem ultimately. Favourite rock band? I suppose Oasis. Two Shot Tino, thank you very much for your donation, mate. Put this towards your new camera. The content is worth it. I will do that, mate. Thank you very much. Where's Gaz at? He got sacked for dabbing. What was that podcasting? What podcasting? If you don't like how 3 at the back is being played right now, how would I like to see it being played? I think the fullbacks or the wingbacks have to be more pushed up and more part of that midfield, and then it's an actual midfield 4. I thought our midfield just looked massively isolated. Did you see how Middlesbrough was just steaming? Fucking Middlesbrough were just steaming right through the middle of us like it was absolutely fucking nothing. That was the problem for me. That was the problem. It's just that there's a complete lack of midfield, and you're basically looking at a defence and a lone attacker or two trying to fucking deal with it. Absolute nuts. How's JD doing it in life and the academy? He's not with an academy at the moment, but he's doing all right in life, I guess. He's enjoying playing his football at the moment. He does a lot of futsal, and he's also joined a new team that needed a bit of a number 6. If I had to say what he's like, it reminds me a lot of Berbatov. He's got a fucking brilliant touch, brilliant vision, but makes you want to pull your hair out because you think he's not working hard enough. But he does have a fucking excellent touch and vision, which he's not got off me. I don't know where the fuck he's got that from. Tariq says, is Lukaku good enough? Fuck yeah, mate. Keskal says, do I ever see Rashford being our main number 9, especially if Lukaku or Griezmann? Possibly not if they come in, but you've got to remember as well, Alan Shearer took 5 years to really get going as a striker. Rashford is 1 year in. James United says, am I happy with the progress made under Jose and how long it'll take till Timbo becomes a regular in the side? Don't know about Timbo, but yeah, I'm more or less happy with what's going on with the progress under Mourinho at the moment. Do I think Tielemans will be a problem when we play Anderlecht? I think he will. I think he's got potential to, yeah. Pat Mouse, that resident City fan who's not a dickhead. Do I think Arsenal will crumble when Wenger and Sanchez leave? I don't know. I'm torn on this one. I actually think, yes, they're probably going to suffer something similar to what happened when Fergie went, just because of how deep-rooted Wenger will be in Arsenal. Not necessarily because Arsene Wenger is as good as what Fergie was, or Arsenal are at the level of club that they was. I just think there's a little bit of a vacuum when someone that's been at the club for so long goes. They're not set up to be a club that changes their manager on a regular basis, and the team isn't great at the moment. And I don't think Sanchez wants to be there. And I think once you see someone like Sanchez going, who's undoubtedly their best player, along with their manager, then you're gonna see how good that Arsenal team really is, and I don't think it's very good. I think it's quite average, actually. It depends who they get in. They could get a really good manager in, and they might be all right. I certainly don't think someone's going to come in and make them champions straight away. Not a chance. I think Wenger's doing a decent job with them. I can understand the fans' frustration, but I don't think anyone's going to come in and just rocket them up instantly better than what they've got at the moment. Absolutely not. So it's going to be interesting, and I'll definitely laugh my dick off if they end up being worse, because these fans have demanded this, and they forced a guy that's arguably their most successful manager out of the club. Unforgivable. Abdullah, do I support England? Not really. Get Adam, me, and Gaz on a preview hosted by Sam, like the good old days. Everyone's busy, that's the problem. Iro Hells, what is my best CR7 moment for United? Oh, actually. Scoring a header in the Champions League final is not a bad run off the top of my head. If I had to sell Pogba, what fee would I want? I wouldn't want to sell him. Dwayne, do I think England will win the World Cup in the next 10 years because of the young players we have? Not in the next 10. And ultimately, you can be the best team in the world, but if you don't fall in a World Cup year, you're not going to win the World Cup, are you? That's a problem. I think that, and I think a lot of teams face that. The World Cup's such a rare thing that saying, oh, who can win one and this, that, and the other is fucking mental, isn't it, really? Do I know what happened with Bayer in the tunnel on Sunday? No, I don't. You might be able to educate me. I haven't heard anything either, so I don't know what the crack is with that. Can you bring your own flags in Old Trafford to hang over the edge? I need to know whether there's a point in bringing mine in. Yes, you can, but no, you can't. There's a rule that's like you can't bring in a banner over 1 metre by 2 metres, but I know people who bring in bigger flags, so fuck knows. What do I think of Joyce being sacked? I think he probably did the best he could with that Wigan team and the money that they was given. Do I watch Game of Thrones? I did. But I stopped at like season 3 or something, and I haven't been able to get back into it. Daniel's just dropped us £2 as well. Awesome, mate. You're a fucking legend. New camera for that YouTube footy game takeover. YouTube footy game takeover. What? Bra8 says, if I could put one player who's now suspended or injured back in a team, who would it be? For international break, doesn't really matter, does it? For the West Brom game, I do want Zlatan back in that side. CR7 or R9? For me, it's R9. Did I see Arsenal Fan TV playing in shin pads and the plane? What more do you need to say about that? You can't fucking regulate crazy, can you? Callum304 says, do I think Jose is here just for a few years, or does he want to build multiple squads and stay years? He says he wants to stay here years, but actions speak louder than words, and the motherfucker still lives in a hotel. So that is all I can say on that. He still lives in a hotel. He doesn't live in a house in Hale Barnes or somewhere like that. That worries me a little bit. Keith Kelly. Should United have a women's team? Love your channel, by the way. Yes. I don't know if you guys have seen me mention it before, but it's my sister's birthday today. So, happy birthday to my sister. My sister played for United for 3 years. She also played for City for 3 years. There's a very good chance that my sister's better footballer than I am. But what are you going to do? She played for United from 15 to 18 and then left. I think she went to Oldham after she left because there wasn't a women's team. And there was always talk about them bringing in a women's team. And they won a treble. There was a very good side, actually, a really good side, and it was a shame that they didn't take it on past 18s, and I don't know the reasons for it. Jack Brown in the comments over here says, what were I thinking when JT stepped up? Man, I'll tell you what I honestly thought. I had Ben on this side of me, and I had one of my other mates, Farkit, on this side of me, and both of them had turned to face the back. I was at the Palace Hotel with 3,000 other United fans in Manchester. Ben had faced the back and was thinking, it's fucking over. Farkey had done the same. I had all the both of them like this. And I said, this is exactly the same thing that I said. John Terry is English, he's fucking missed it. Words to that effect. And then he walked up, and I was cool, I was calm about it. It was the calmest I was at a whole night, in all honesty. And he missed it, and I nearly knocked Farkey out because I punched the air and knocked him over. And then there was a big fucking pile-on. And then I don't really remember what happened much for the rest of that, but I did end up in the fountain outside the town hall. Someone here in the comments says my sister is a snake. Well, the reason she went from City to United is because obviously she always wanted to play for United. It was hanging watching. It was hanging having all that City stuff in my house when I was still with my parents. And she got offered a trial for United, and my dad took her to the trial. And she was a right back or a right midfielder, and the guy comes over to her and goes, listen, mate, don't bring her to the next trial. But I was like, fucking hell, I thought she was doing alright, like, she's not good enough. He's like, oh shit, no, she's definitely good enough, she's in. Like, alright, cool. And then she said she stayed there for 3 years, so yeah, decent player. I did watch her play a few times, but all the time that she was playing, I was away in the army most of the time, so I didn't see that much of her. Let's finish off on some more comments. Fergal. Is Rojo our most improved player under Jose? Undoubtedly. But How often did he get to play at centre-half last season versus this season? Because at left-back, he makes you want to just fucking headbutt nails, doesn't it? Whereas at centre-half, you go, there's a bit of a player there. G. Westwood, 22. Do I think we'll see 3-5 at the back later on this season as well, or do I think it was just because of lack of players? I hope it's just because of lack of players. I hope it is. I hope he's not just suddenly fell in love with it. Get my sister on a podcast if Ben Scow. She lives on the other side of the city now. So it's going to be difficult to get her on. And I don't think she'd do it anyway, to be honest. Amy says, do I think Wenger deserves more respect than what he gets? I do. I do think he deserves more respect. You don't want the guy in. You can talk about it. You can discuss it in forums and online and this, that and the other. But I think when you go to the ground, you should be at the ground to support the team. I wasn't happy with the banner that United flew over. I thought it was classless and a lot of Arsenal fans took the piss. Now, Arsenal fans have flown 2 fucking plane banners in one game and they're saying it's just fans' opinion. I think it's massively classless. And there was them United fans who also flew that fucking come home Ronaldo plane banner. Like, I think if the arrogance to suggest that you're going to be like, I'm going to get a plane banner because this is my opinion. It doesn't ever get thought of as, oh, that was one guy's opinion, does it? Like, if I do a video, I think you guys are intelligent enough to understand that this is my opinion on something or someone. But when a banner gets flown around, that's saying, to me at least, this is the opinion of everyone in this stadium. I don't think you can speak for a group of fans, whether that's Arsenal fans or United fans. So it's fucking incredibly arrogant to fly a plane banner and think that your opinion means more because you've had the money to be able to pay for a plane to go and fucking throw it out there. Anyone can put their opinion on YouTube. This costs fuck all to do, right? So I can put my opinion on here, you can put your opinion on here, but when you fly a plane banner over a ground that gets picked up by the media and the TV cameras and all the rest of it, and the players get to see that shit as well, who the fucking hell are you to start putting that shit around? Go to the ground and support your team. Talk about them afterwards. Even if you want to do it's classless as fuck to do a march campaigning for a manager that's won you the fucking league multiple times to be sacked. I just can't get with it, to be honest. It's absolutely madness. Get my granddad on a podcast. I thought he was coming back. He is. He's been on holiday, actually, so I will get him back as soon as I can. Definitely. Only 2 teenagers have played more than 260 minutes in the Premier League. Rashford and Tom Davies. That's a great start, Oscar. I like that. Did I see Neymar's comments today? No, I didn't. And would I take him at United? No, I wouldn't. I guess I would, but ultimately, no. I don't like him. I prefer players that don't fucking dive all the time, in all honesty. Who's better right now, Zlatan or Suarez? Oh, don't make me say Suarez. Fuck's sake. Neymar says he likes United and Jose. Oh, is that what he said? Oh, fuck that. Will I ever do a YouTube video with my dad, perhaps about the dark years of the 70s and 80s and what the fans of those days thought of Liverpool's period of success? Yes. But Dad's here tomorrow night, actually, because I've just had, I don't know if anyone's ever had one of these fitted. I've just had one of them fitted, which is a thermostat you can control with your phone and all that shit, and it don't work. So my dad fitted it yesterday and we've got no heating today. So if my dad ever offers you to fit a heating thing for him, say, no, you're alright, mate. But he's coming here tomorrow to fix it, hopefully, anyway. So, I don't know, maybe if this time I could get him on. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what he says. Why do Arsenal fans feel like they're entitled to titles? That's a great question again. I don't know. Even as United fans, I don't necessarily think that we have to win something every single season. If you look at how relatively unsuccessful Sir Matt Busby was for the 20-odd years that he was at the club, there was obviously a lot more patience back in the day, and you could see people working to stuff. The way you just sack people if you don't fucking win the title. Yeah. Arsenal have won about the same titles under Wenger as they won in the previous 20 years. Now, I can understand maybe they're not seeing the progress that they expected, but yeah, it smacks of spoiled brats, really. Oh shit. How is Ronaldo not diving? He's not as bad as Neymar. Carrick's testimonial is that 08-11, can we assume Ronaldo will play? I would have thought so, yeah. Ferdinand will never be the level of JT. You are right, mate. You are absolutely correct. JT would not have been fit to lace Rio Ferdinand's boots. Absolutely correct. I agree with you on that Who had a better career at United, Tevez or Berbatov? Berbatov. What's my opinion on retarded handshakes after a goal? Doesn't bother me. I think people get fucking massively caught up in whether players are dancing and this, that, and the other. But Ryan Giggs and Paul Ince did it back in the 90s. You know what I mean? People forget. It is what it is. You know, it's not the days of Sir Bobby Charlton where you score a goal and you go and shake the guy's hand and then you walk back. Yeah, people go mad, and you should go mad when you score a goal. I can't imagine what it feels like to score a goal in front of 70 or 80,000 people. Look at Marshall in his debut when he scores that against Liverpool. How does he stay calm? How does his head not literally explode? How don't you jump into the crowd and go fucking bananas? Like, if I scored a goal at Old Trafford, I'd be in the crowd. I'd probably get a red because I'd just be straight into the crowd. It must be the most immense feeling in the world. Most underrated manager in the league, Tony Pulis. Mourinho. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm not joking. Who would I rather 2 foot, Suarez or Piers Morgan? Oh, you're asking me a question there. Morgan. KFC or McDonald's? Ooh. It depends. I like the Big Tasty from McDonald's, but that's about it, really. How would international fans go about buying tickets for a Manchester United game? I heard the club looks down on reselling. Doesn't look down on it. It'll fucking ban you quick time. The only official way that I can say to you to do it is to go through the club, get a membership, and try and apply online, which I know is not going to work, but that's the only way you can say. Apart from that, there's a couple of Twitter accounts where you can find people selling stuff on at face value. But the club almost force you to go down the likes of Indiegogo, which absolutely fucking rinse you. When me and Dave went to Leipzig, we paid £66, right, for a €15 ticket. It's legalised touting and it's fucking bullshit, innit? Who has the least tolerance when drinking on full-time doubles? We all know the answer to this. Charlie. If it's not Charlie, it's probably Gaz. If you've seen the vlog from from the FA Cup final. Yep. I think we've got a couple more. Do I like Trump? No. Jonathan's 03. If I could go anywhere in the world and I can only bring one person, where would I go? Where would I go and who would it be? I don't know. I'd have to do a bit of homework on that one and have a real think. M's 39039. Do I want Lukaku even though he's a big game bottler? Butler, you've put Butler. I'm not as sure. Is he a big game bottler or are Everton just not good enough to support him and themselves in a big game? I think there's a bit of a difference. Thoughts on Mark Diakese, says Hamza. I think he's excellent, really well-rounded MMA fighter. If you go and look, in fact, if you go on my Twitter and look at media, you'll see, I replied to someone, look how close I was to the cage. I was basically leaning on the cage for when he knocked out Kane Musa. We've seen that right hand before. He might be the future of UK MMA. He might be. Finlay says, Baye or Rojo? I like Baye. Jacob Brochnet. Do I see United getting top 4 even though they got hardest last games compared to City and Liverpool plus injuries and suspensions? Yes. Make or break time. Philip Maguire. How long do I see Mourinho staying at United and could he stay on plus 5 years? And what happened with the director of football rumours? There wasn't really rumours that we was getting a director of football. There was a director of academy which ended up being Nicky Butt. The rumours for director of football was just something... Oh, actually, there was rumours of the director of football, that Bertra guy. Don't know. Europa League finalists played in the same stadium as Zlatan, inaugurated by scoring 4 goals versus England. Do I expect him to do something similar? It's the most Zlatan thing ever, isn't it? And hasn't he got a statue there as well? Yeah, I think if we get to the final, take out your life savings, everything you've saved to go up to college or university, bang it all on Zlatan, anytime goal scorer. And if it doesn't come in, I didn't say that. Jake, Man United 11. Who is the best striker in world football? Keep up the good work. Lewandowski for me. And that will do us just about. I've just got one more thing to show you. So, if you hit the description below, you will see this is sponsored by classicfootballshirts.co.uk. In the description below there is a link to Classic Football Shirts. I'm just checking that it's there. Yes, it is there. If you go and buy something on Classic Football Shirts, I get a little kickback for it, so that helps me out. And I got this off them last week. So this is an original. I'll get rid of that so you can see. So this is original from mid-90s. Canton R7. You gotta love that, haven't you? It's absolutely perfect condition. So go and get yourself. Just go and have a look at what they do. All of these that are here, you can see the green and gold kits, the 90s kits, the treble kits. These are all original. These aren't reproduction. They're in absolutely fucking banging condition, and if they're not, they say that in there. So hit the description below. Go check that shit out. And also, they are going to be giving me a prize away, but I've not decided on which one it is. So hit the description. Go to Classic Football Shirts and let me know which one I should be giving away as a prize. It's definitely going to be a Canton R one, isn't it? And that will do us for today. So thank you guys for joining us. Scheduled to do transfer talk tomorrow, but I'm sort of rejigging my schedule a little bit. I'm doing a bit too many live videos and not too many produced videos. I want to do more produced videos, so I might not do one tomorrow. There isn't the football special on Wednesday because it's international break. So we'll be back with the football special on the 29th. And then it'll be a podcast on Thursday and possibly a youth review as well, Wednesday or Thursday. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. We did get let's see how many we got in total. We did peak at 785, so not quite 1,000, but that will have still done some pretty good numbers. So thank you guys for joining me. Some pretty wicked questions tonight. I like the more imaginative ones that we get. Like, what was the one that we had early doors? Who would I plan a heist with? What a fucking top question that was. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I am aiming for 75,000 this year, and it'll mean a lot to me if I'm able to get that. I'm going for that silver play button, but I think that's probably out of reach for 2017. So any help that you can help me get in. Oh, and actually, before we go, there's still 500 of you here. So let me just throw this up. So if you go to facebook.com/Stephen Howson podcast, I've taken over what was the MUFC latest page. It's still called MUFC latest because they won't let me change the name on it just yet. But that's got 318,000 people on there. If you want to come and help me out with as an admin on there and post some stuff, or if you want to get involved in any kind of graphics or any of that sort of shit, hit me up through that page. That's the MUFC latest Facebook page. I will post the link in the comments below. Anyone who wants to get involved, hit me up over there. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in a bit.